DreAllDay.com.
Anyway, this morning, y'all, we about to talk about getting all the information available to you. And it's funny because I get questions. I get a lot of emails and questions from people in all different types of demographics, usually from a couple specific areas. One area of people that reach out to me the most. You ain't been on here for a minute. Well, I'm glad you on here now. What's up, Janae 2010? Thank you for inviting followers. Everybody else, please do the same. One area that I get messages and questions and emails from a lot is young athletes, young basketball players between the ages of, let's say, 13 to 17 years old. And a lot of them are very young. And the thing with people from that age group is that they don't ask dumb questions. The funny thing is people would think that because they're the youngest, they ask the dumbest questions. That's not true. Actually, there is a group that asks very dumb questions, and I'm going to get into that group in 1 second. But it's not them. It's not the youngest ones. They ask very simple questions, and a lot of this stuff is mindset because they haven't really developed the mindset yet because they're young. And that's one of the things that I help empower them to do. And I hear, at least from the messages that I get, is that it actually works, through my books, through the tweets, through the videos and things like that, and through our individual conversations. Another group that I get a lot of messages from is people, business people. And my base of fans, my base of followers is growing business-wise over the last year or so. Because before that, people mostly just knew me for basketball. They saw me building a brand and things like that. So I would hear from people every once in a while. But now I hear from people all the time talking about business. Like, how do I expand my business? How do I market my business? How do I brand my business? How do I generate more income? How do I make more sales? Because they see me talking about that stuff. But I want to tell you the group of people who ask me the dumbest questions. Are y'all ready to know who this is? I'm going to tell you the group of people who ask me the dumbest questions repeatedly. It is always this group of people, and it's not because they're not smart people, but I'm going to tell you who it is. I'm going to tell you what happens, and I'm going to tell you why they're asking those dumb questions, and I'm going to link it right into this information that I'm going to share with y'all in this scope and why I titled this scope, what I titled this scope. All right, so here it is. If y'all ready for me to tell you, please let me know that y'all ready for me to tell you, or tap the screen. What's up, Bino? Or tap the screen, let me know that y'all ready for me to tell you who this group is, because it's a very interesting piece of information. All right, here it is. The group of people who ask me the dumbest questions, the stupidest questions, the questions that make me do a double take at the screen, like, did this person really ask me this question, is this. People who are between the ages of, and now there's two parts to this, it's an intersection of people. People who are between the ages of 18 and 26 years old who are looking to play professional basketball overseas. That group of people ask me the dumbest questions most repeatedly, at least one dumb question every single day. And I'm going to tell you how they ask it, and I'm going to tell you why they're asking it. Then I'm going to tell you how you can take this information and use it to your advantage to improve yourself in whatever you're doing, even if you have no aims of playing basketball. All right, so I'm not saying people who are between 18 and 26, period. I'm saying people between 18 and 26 who are reaching out to me asking about playing basketball overseas. And this is why. This is what happens. A lot of the people who are in that age group, this is male and female. It's not just men, it's not just women. A lot of people in this age group is, number one, they're desperate trying to get an opportunity playing basketball overseas. And I know exactly what that feels like because I've been there. In 2004, 2005, I was desperate for an opportunity to play overseas. But I didn't ask a lot of dumb questions, number one, because it wasn't that much information out there on the internet, and it wasn't as easy to contact people, and there wasn't anybody out there saying, yo, I got the information, reach out to me. So I didn't even have an opportunity to ask dumb questions like these people do. Another reason that they do is that here's the main reason why people ask dumb questions in that demographic. People just do not read. They just don't read. I sent out this email that says, is in quotation marks, says, send me the information to play over. People need to stop asking me this question because I get emails all the time from players like, yo, Dre, can you send me the information to play overseas? I don't have an opportunity. I'm this tall. I played at this school. I want to play overseas. Can you send me the information? So I put out an email that I sent out to thousands of people that says, I put that in the subject, and then in the email body, I explained to them why they need to stop asking me that question, because you need to do this, and you read all this information that I got for free on my website, then you'll get the information, right? And then this is what happens. People get that email, and they reply to the email, and they say, yes, can you please send me the information? Which tells me two things. Number one, they did not read anything that I wrote. And number two, they think that it's just that simple. If somebody sends them some information, that everything's just going to automatically happen. So this conversation is not about how to play basketball overseas, but it's just to point out to y'all the number one reason one of the number one reasons. There's a lot of number one reasons, actually. One of the number one reasons why people don't get to where they want to go or don't achieve the things they want to achieve, because when information is presented to them, they don't even take it. People just don't read. There was an article in the New York Times a couple years ago just talking about the fact that people do not read. Any of you have ever heard the phrase, the cliche, that if you want to hide something from a person, you can put it in a book? Any of you ever heard that before? If you want to hide some information from somebody, put it in a book. I guarantee they'll never find that information. And it's absolutely true. And the reason is people look for shortcuts in life. And now that's not only, now when I say this is not me trying to preach to y'all, because there's two ways you can look at any piece of information, ladies and gentlemen. You can look at a piece of information as, all right, this is the reason why this is not working out for this group of people, or maybe it's why it's not working out for me. But also, if you think a little bit deeper, you can look at it and say, you know what? Because people don't read, because people don't think, because people don't consume the information that's put in front of them, you know what? There's a way I can take advantage of that, and I might be able to help myself in business. So think about this. How many of you have ever seen people people get involved in something like maybe they call a sweepstakes number that says, hey, you might win $100 million. And even though it's very far-fetched, and we all know if we think about it that that's probably not true, how many people actually call that number? A lot of people call that number. I know, because I used to work at a telemarketing company where all we would do is take inbound calls from people who got a little piece of mail that said, you're eligible to win $100 million, call this number. And people will call that number. You'd be surprised. I sit there on the phone all day and that phone would not stop ringing. And mind you, it's 300 people working there taking calls all day because people call those numbers. Why? Because people want something for nothing. So knowing that people want something for nothing, listen, you can make a lot of money based off that information. But that's not even what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about for y'all, because I know y'all not those type of people. Y'all not the type of people looking for something for nothing. Understand this. If all you do, if you want to put yourself above and ahead of most people, all you got to do is consume information that's presented to you. I remember there was this guy one time, he was asking me for some information about playing basketball. I was like, all right, y'all, I'm going to send you this video that I did that has all this information, or this video, I don't even know if it was my video. I'm gonna send you this video that has all this information. Just watch this video and hit me up tomorrow after you watch the video, and we'll talk about what you saw in the video, see what we can do. So he hit me up the next day. He texted me, first of all. He was like, yo, Dre, I looked at the video, but I'm not sure I understand it. Can you just explain it to me? And I hit him back. I said, what do you mean you don't understand? The video has all the information there. Did you watch the video? He was like, yeah, it kind of looks like an infomercial. So I'm like, okay. So I get on the phone with this guy and I'm like, hey, did you watch the video that has all the information? And he was like, yeah, I started to watch it, but it sounds kind of like an infomercial. And I said to him, dude, like, you asked me for information, right? He said, yeah. I said, well, what's the first 4 letters in the word infomercial? And he started stammering and stuttering. He didn't have an answer to that question. And then I said to him, well, did you watch the entire video? He said, yeah, I watched like the first 2 minutes of the video. Well, I'm like, dude, if you watch the first 2 minutes of a video that has information in it, and the video is, let's say, 10 minutes, so you watch 20% of 100% of the information, are you surprised that you don't have the information, that you're confused and that you don't know anything? And he started stammering and stuttering. He didn't understand anything. So for long story short, I end up not doing business with this guy because he's just too dumb to understand that when information is presented to you, you actually have to consume it. I don't want any of you to become that dumb. All right, information is freely available to you, ladies and gentlemen. You can watch damn near any speech that's ever happened. You can read any book that's ever come out for a very low price. You can read a lot of books for free. You can watch YouTube videos of smart, successful people in whatever field that you want to be successful in. They're out there. It costs you nothing. You already got a smartphone. You already got a computer or an iPad. You already got internet connection because you're watching this video right now. It's all pretty much free to you. The only thing that might cost you money is a book. And listen, if you could go to the club, if you could go to the barbershop, if you can go get your nails done, if you could buy a new pair of sneakers when they come out, you can buy a book. Because I guarantee you the book will make you more money than any of that stuff. That's an absolute guarantee. So this is the thing. Here's the thing that you need to take away from this video. When information is presented to you, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get it all. Make sure you get it all. If you're going to go to a seminar or a business conference where somebody's speaking and that person has achieved more success than you have achieved, you should be sitting as close to the front row as you possibly can, getting all the information, taking notes, and making sure you got every single thing that person said. Otherwise, you shouldn't be there. If you're not going to get all the information, don't go. Just stay home. Just say, you know what? Tell your friend who invites you, let me keep it real. I'm not really that interested in this information. I'm staying home. But if you're going to go, you get there early, you sit in the front row, you get all the information. You actually go up, shake the person's hand, talk to them, ask them a couple questions. Ask them how they became the person that they became. That's what you do if you're going to get information. If you're going to read a book, highlight the book. do highlights in the book, make bookmarks in the book of every specific passage that speaks to you, that matters a lot to you, and then you go back and review that book a month later, 6 months later, a year later, ideally all three. That's what you do if you're going to get information from a book. If you're reading a blog post, you create a folder on your web browser of the top blog posts you ever read, and every time you need some motivation, some inspiration, some new ideas, you go back to those blog posts and you reread them, and you say, oh yeah, let me reread this one right here, let me reread this one, oh this one has some good stuff, let me look at this one again. That's the type of way you got to get information. That's the way that you gather information. That's how you become smart enough that you become the source of the information instead of the consumer of the information. And if you want to put yourself in a position where if you want to put yourself in an entrepreneurial position, one basic thing about being an entrepreneur is this, ladies and gentlemen, that you produce more than you consume. But you're talking about consuming information. What are you talking about? Produce more than you consume. So you consume so much that you can take everything that you take into your mind. You're able to mix it up with who you are as a person, your personality, your experiences, your point of view on life, and then you can put it back out there for other people to understand. Because other point of view, my personality, my personal experiences, and when I put it out, they'll listen to it. So that's the way that you can start to disseminate just getting the information as a consumer. Because if all you're doing is consuming, then you on the wrong side of entrepreneurship. You want to be on the do the right thing. What's going on? Can I take any questions from anybody here? I know I said a lot here. If I could take any questions from anybody in a live audience, let me know. This video, I'm sure you were entertained. Make sure to stay connected with me on all your favorite social networks: Twitter and Periscope at DreAllDay, Instagram Dre Baldwin, Facebook /WorkOnYourGame. You can bookmark my YouTube channel by subscribing, of course, and the website is WorkOnYourGame. That's .me, WorkOnYourGA.me. And of course, my homepage is my website, DreAllDay.com, so you can know exactly what I'm doing, exactly when I'm doing it, and how you might be able to be involved.